Welcome to TradeTheMBI.com. This is John. This report is for the 3rd of August. Battling a little bit of sinus issues, so if it sounds like I'm a little nasally, that would be it. Same old thing every year, so no big surprise. Hopefully dog hair. Anyway, market's still up at the peaks. Again, we were talking about this constant, let's put that back over, testing area of the ABM yellow at 67.50, so we're right in between 76 and 100% Morganacci lines. And we've had this continued decay of the white MBI, which usually is bullish from that construct. We started off with the nice bullish move in the early part of the day, and then it sold off dramatically, and of course they're buying it right back now. This is some of that rotation game, and it's what we were talking about doing. Now it gets tougher when we're at these peaks here, we're at new highs, and we're making much lower shakeout histograms. This is going to have to continue to rise. Otherwise, we're going to get a serious warning sign. In August, right around the dog days of potential market weakness, would not be shocking, or just a regular summer event as usual. From an NQ standpoint, back and forth, right there at the 14,968, and it just becomes a pivot point from there. Again, from a daily though, it's still strong, so you're not looking at anything that's where if I see weakness, to me it's intraday setup. It's not daily at this particular stage. You've got nothing promoting that, though. I still always check 50K and go from there, and you can kind of gauge whether or not you're seeing a shift at all. And from a gold standpoint, again, the weakness that was exhibited from the latest numbers that came out sort of put a damper on the idea of runaway inflation, not to mention you throw in mass amounts of new labor into the arena, and you replay Obama's playbook for trying to keep inflation in check. Unlimited amounts of labor reduce wage pressures. Now, can it do it far enough up the scale? That's always was the question, and that's what led to the disparities that we see in incomes. It is kind of basic economics, or I guess not basic, it's advanced, but still. It has an impact, and certainly the idea is to limit the amount of inflationary pressures that are out there, and so maintaining oil prices at a reasonable level, and also adding to your labor force to keep things down, and if you need to, lock down certain areas to slow hotspots of economic activity to even things out, and that'll work. And the euro, of course, likes it, because they're like, well, hey, U.S. is going to outpace us, so brings a little more value to the euro than it does to the dollar for that standpoint. And of course, we had Bitcoin taking that big right up, but as soon as it peaked up there, did so on much lower MBI white and magenta than the same area, and that led to just a basing sort of action. It had a decent setup, was poised to continue, but then it got real soft and broke down right as the white popped up above it, and it held on for a little bit, but then eventually just met that 0% targeting. And again, we're same spot, right between that 34 and 39. You don't think some people are controlling that to get it exactly where they want it there? Okay. I think it's pretty obvious when the big boys get into futures. We knew that was going to happen with Bitcoin, the ability to control it. And that's why Goldman moved into Ethereum, Ether, and all the other different crypto spaces so that you can get a better handle on it. Of course, now with the infrastructure bill suggesting that it will tax crypto exchanges, could be interesting. So from an intraday standpoint, 5K, well, we had positive extremes right here, the red lines right there at the start. That gave us a 43.95 target, and we popped all the way up, and once we got up there, we ended up with the breakdown right here, and it was right around 44.13 range, and first bar out of the gate started in that right direction, and big dip down, and it sort of held on. It was maintaining that fairly decent. I mean, it was still giving the signal with the spike that it was going to be there. So we're just looking at DSCs. So we're getting green over science situation, and right there at it, and then nope, went away. And the next time when it tried to get there, couldn't even do it. So as soon as that separation started, on the DOC, which corresponded to a nice spike in the white. The rest was just a matter of waiting and seeing what new level the NBI 0 would have climbed to. In this case, it climbed all the way up to here, but it wasn't done with that setup. It was pretty clean. Until it based, and then during the basing, it had a chance right here to catch something, but rolled over pretty quick with the NBI over red, and that brought us back down to the 0 point. And from there, it was nothing but white riding above. And so once we got back to the zeros, we based for a little bit here, and here we are in post market, just moving right back, and sort of like a 50% move of the original, and you're right back to the exact same algo level. Do miracles. I mean, look at this. I mean, you can sit there and see the top line, positive extreme, 95 positive extreme, and 77 positive extreme. I mean, we don't make this stuff up. These things have been there. That just shows you how excellent they do at following their own setups. And that's all that is. As always, though, I will continue to update you, maybe off and on, because this sinus thing gave me some bronchitis, so I'm really fatigued. But as always, though, I will update you as I can. Trade well.